The Chicago Bears are failing another quarterback. Caleb Williams got sacked 9 times by the New England Patriots. I can't say that nobody expected them to lose to the Patriots. They had previously won all four. They had won all 4 of their home games this season. But this game they did not win. And they didn't look like they were going to win it at all. All right, guys, what do you think on why on earth it's all going wrong for Caleb? Peter, your thoughts first.
Okay, so I think why it's going on for Caleb is I think the Bears made a mistake. And the mistake wasn't drafting him, the mistake was they should have cleared house last year in terms of the coaching staff. They could have chose to keep Ryan Poles, but they should have cleared getting rid of Eberflus. Because when you're bringing a rookie quarterback like that, as we've seen recently, it's better to have an offensive-minded head coach to guide that rookie into the league. Because the NFL is a different level. Anytime, I don't care what rookie quarterback you are, you could have won 3 Heisman trophies or 4 national championships. But having that offensive-minded head coach really helps. Now, there are some rookies that have been drafted to a defensive-minded head coach like Jaden Daniels with Dan Quinn. But what Dan Quinn ensured is that he got Cliff Kingsbury, who's a bit of known as an offensive guy who's very good as an OC, to kind of bring Jaden Daniels along and develop him with the support of him as a head coach, and it's working out quite well. And also you go look into the type of offense you're bringing that quarterback in. Shane Waldron's offense that he runs is different from the offense that Caleb played in college. There's no similarities there. Whereas what Jaden Daniels did in college is similar to what Cliff Kingsbury is running. So it helps ease the transition.
The transition becomes that little bit easier. Now, what I will say is there are some comments about Caleb seems like he's afraid to make mistakes at the moment. And therefore he's not ripping the ball as hard as he should be, and therefore the timing on a lot of things is off, which means it's inaccurate.
There's an element of truth in that, and also the best offensive line having played great, but at the same time, it's a combination of quite a lot of things, right? Because there's been weeks where they haven't played well, and even when the offensive line has improved, once as a young quarterback you start getting pressured, even when you play games where the pressure is not as high, you perceive the pressure to be that high from the defense, so that forces you to make mistakes. And the offense that he's playing in doesn't give Caleb easy completions, because when you compare it to like Jaden Daniels, right? Jaden Daniels has the type of offense that's suited for a young quarterback, because Cliff Kingsbury literally have split the field in half. So Jaden Daniels is always reading the field in half, and I'm reading the left side, I'm reading the right side on a particular type of play. I'm not reading the whole field. Whereas with Caleb, they've put the whole field on him, so it's taking quite a long time for him to be able to read the coverages and process it. It's very important for rookie quarterbacks when they come to the league to be able to develop a little bit slowly in terms of like how they read coverage, just having easy completions for them, and that's not what Caleb is getting. So that's why Caleb's rookie season, part of it is how he plays. Yes, he will miss some throws here and there, but all rookie quarterbacks miss throws. But the offense has to be QB friendly to the quarterback, and it's not at the moment for Caleb. It's been quite disappointing, because I think Caleb was coming in with a lot of hype coming into the league.
Well, he said
rookie of the year.
I think the thing he said about the punter, like you're not going to be punted. You're not going to be punting. You do. When you're a rookie, you've just got to. You've got to humble yourself. And it's not about, they've had the NIL deals and they've had all this money, and it's not about the money side. You've got to earn the respect of your peers through a body of work. Because there are guys on that team who will be vets, who will have been there, seen it, and done it, and they have seen quarterbacks come and go as well. They've seen Justin Fields come in, they've failed him as well, and the fact that the Bears have never had a top level quarterback.
Nope, I think Justin Fields is still their best QB, right?
Not Jay Cutler.
No,
Jake,
I mean like
in terms of Jay Cutler, Justin Fields, and Caleb Williams have all been sacked to high heaven.
Yeah, absolutely, and
they're all on like 7, 8, 9 sacks in a game. They've all got this horrible record. Now, O-line has got to buck up, right, as well.
Yeah, they've got to play better. It goes back to the draft, right? Because when they took Caleb and the Bears were on the clock with the 9th overall pick, right? And the decision was, do you take Odunze
or a lineman?
Or a lineman?
I want to tag team with that.
So who would you have picked?
The right decision is they should have taken an offensive lineman at that point in the draft, because the reason why I say this is because they already had weapons. You had DJ Moore. You traded for Keenan Allen. You had a great tight end in Cole Kmet, and also that's why I go back to the offense for a minute. They haven't used Cole Kmet enough this year, because one of the best things you do for a rookie quarterback is finding ways for them to get their tight end, because tight ends are big. They provide a big target for the rookie quarterback. When you look at the offensive tackles in this draft, there was Olu Fashanu, who plays for that they could have taken. The best O-line in the draft for me was Talisi Fuaga, who the New Orleans Saints picked.
The one that was available at the time, because obviously Alt and Latham were gone.
Yeah, but Alton Latham was gone, but they could have had the next best tackle in Talisi Fuaga, who was much more developed. He's playing for the Saints, and he's having an outstanding rookie year for the Saints. Talisi Fuaga, they could have picked him to bolster the offensive line, because I could have understood picking Odunze if they didn't have enough weapons, but they already had enough weapons. I don't know why they were adding more weapons, you see, and they could have bolstered the offensive line. But I think at the end of the day, we are all looking at, come end of the season, a situation where
something's got to give, right?
I want to.
We're going to bring in an offensive-minded head coach to help Caleb Williams out.
I want to sort of chime in on this, and I'm just going to sort of snap through these points. Okay, so let's start with Eberflus. Okay, he's a defensive-minded head coach. If we look at the Bears, their 12th ranked defense, that's not good enough. You've got a defensive-minded head coach. You need to be a top 10 team defensively.
Hey, we cannot be top 10,
Probably on that top 5 as well. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what you expect. He takes care of his side of the football. Now, offense, I can understand it might be out of his control, but then you've got to look at the offensive coordinator. Who's the Commanders OC? Your former head coach, Cliff Kingsbury. So he's very good at taking college quarterbacks and indoctrinating them into the NFL. Why? Because he understands when they come from college straight to the league. Shane Waldron, I think he's the guy that should probably be fired. But here's the thing. Shane Waldron, what he should have done was, as soon as they drafted him, he should have took his ass to USC, looked at that USC playbook, take the verbiage, take some of the signals, make Caleb feel right at home, because subconscious thought is better than conscious thought. He can come out there, you're using the same terminology, similar terminology, it means the same thing, but it's in your offense. So already he can hit the ground running. Cliff Kingsbury understands that. Don't be surprised if some of the offense they're running in Washington. Yep.
When they drafted Pat Mahomes, the first years of Pat Mahomes was running pistol.
Yep. If your QB is a shotgun QB, guess what? It's not a case of, everything's under center. Wrong. You draft a college QB, you see what he's doing in USC, it's shotgun. Well, I guess we're going to be doing plays off shotgun. That's not what I always do, but that's what we're doing heading forward. Shane Waldron has
just
failed
for the initial bit, get him in the...
Exactly. You need to get him comfortable. And then maybe in year 3 or 4, okay, we transition to a under center team. He needs to get comfortable. Shane Waldron has failed as an OC, and I think he definitely needs to go. But here's the thing. If you get rid of him, you bring in a new offensive coordinator, you're learning a whole new offense again. You've basically gone back 1 year. And I think a lot of people forget. You change offensive coordinators, you're changing the offense. You've got to learn everything from scratch. He's got to forget everything he's learned, and you're learning a brand new topic, a brand new subject, brand new language. And that's basically a whole season where they're getting used to it. A lot of teams that have done really well with rookie QBs heading into year 3 or 4, they've retained the offensive coordinator, meaning you go into year 2, you go into year 3, you're getting better. You understand things. You can be a signal caller now. You can change plays at the line of scrimmage. It can work, but you need the right type of offense.
So I think, one, they need the right type of offense. Two, they need the offensive line.
Yep.
Because once he has much more time, then his mind will be less scrambled. What they cannot do is bench him.
Yeah. Oh no, they won't do that.
I don't think they won't do that.
I've heard the words. We are evaluating everything at the moment.
Evaluating what? Who's the backup quarterback?
Who's the backup? No.
Agent.
Kelly's gonna stay out there. No, this is incompetence. If you want to see why the Bears have never developed a QB, you're seeing it now. A decision like this will.
I heard the words evaluating. Now, if they evaluate and realize, no, all of their eggs are in the Caleb Williams basket, which they should be.
Yeah, I think that's what it should be like. Okay, so here's the thing. Chicago, going into next season, right? They have enough cap space. They have $72 million cap space for 25 off season. So they do have enough cap space to go out there and get some really good linemen, at least one or two.
Do you know what the
But the other thing I wanted to say just before I go, Dilly, is that, like you were saying, Dilly, the only way they can salvage that in terms of letting the new offense is that they got to get an OC that runs a similar.
It's either an OC or it's going to be if it's a new head coach, right?
I think I think you got to go with both.
New head coach, they go find the head coach.
An OC because generally you don't want your head coaches to be
exactly. But the point I'm making is that find an OC who's run the offense Caleb has run in USC pretty much since high school, what he's used to. And then coach him up from that point. That's what they go. It's only 1 year. You can go back to that offense and bring him along that way, because you can't bring a whole new offense for him to learn. The offense that he needs to run is what he's been comfortable with his whole life before he got to the NFL.
Now,
and it will work that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look,
so the last thing I want to say on this subject, right, is so they've got cap space for the O-line. Now, if the right players don't become available, and, sometimes that happens, then the unfortunate thing for the Bears is there are so many bad teams in this league that they might not have a high pick.
Yep.
Because they've won already enough games. So, because they're not, so they might not have a top 5 pick or top 10. They could even end up not having a top 10 pick. So, therefore, but that's the thing. They may not have what they need to get the top level of offensive lineman. That it all depends on next year's class, but that's by the by. All right. If you like this discussion that we've had on the Chicago Bears, please drop a like, please subscribe, and we'll catch everyone on the next video.